Alright, it is late. I am tired. And I'm sunburned. You can probably see it with the video. But I need to go let the cat in the house. And as long as I'm doing that, I'm going to spout off some Magic the Gathering predictions. It is July 5th today of 2018, which may be relevant at some point because the predictions that I make will likely be proven wrong, or hey, some of them might even be proven right. Oh, hey, there's the cat. All right, come on, Dream. Here, you want to be on the video? Say hi. All right, so come on in, Dream. Woo! Cat safely inside. So let's talk some predictions. First one, Viking World. So I am not stating when I think these things will happen, but I am saying, yeah, that's right. I'm getting myself a drink of water while I make this video, because why not? All right. Viking World. First off, I am going to reiterate that I believe that this is the plane that the Kenrith twins come from. And, I mean, yes, I realize the name Kenrith isn't exactly Nordic. Neither is Rowan or Will. But you know what? A couple of blonde twins seems rather reminiscent of the Norse gods Frey and Freya, especially given the fact that Frey and Freya were two gods that actually left their home, I guess you could say plane, their home realm, to go live in Asgard. So it seems kind of fitting that they would be planeswalkers. Also, in the Battle Bond art, they do seem to have something of a Viking aesthetic going on with their weapons. All right. So, along with that, I do think that the Viking world will have kind of a realm theme going on, some distinct realms: nature, ice, fire, valor for white, and shadow and darkness for black. Because hey, the different realms are a big part of Norse mythology, and to some degree, those are known even better than some of the gods themselves, with exceptions like Odin and Thor. Okay. I am not getting the ice out of this cup very well as I try to put it in my water bottle. All right, so next prediction. Wild West World. Now, some of you might remember that I was predicting that Angrath would be from a Wild West plane pretty much as soon as we saw the character on Ixalan. I saw the chains and I thought, oh man, that looks like a blacksmith from the Old West. He's got kind of the apron thing going on. Plus, you know, the way that he was whipping around the chains, kind of lasso-like, and like how hilarious would it be to have a literal cowboy from a Western world plane. So yeah, I'm still saying that I think that Angrath is definitely from Western world plane. At this point, it's almost confirmed based on the little snip that we got of him, going back home. The one other thing I do want to add, though, about Western world is when we go there, I do think it will have an instants and sorceries matters theme. Why do I say that? Well, because the Wild West is all about shootouts and quick draw, and that's not what it was actually all about, but that's what the cultural memes are about. That's the pop culture references that people would catch. So I think that a heavy mechanical emphasis on instants and sorceries matter will be playing up to that. All right, what else do I got here on my bulleted list of a Costco photo envelope? For Vryn, so I do think that we are going to return to Vryn sometime in the near future, go back to Jace's home plane. For that one, I actually think that a mechanical theme will be the mind games. Now, I'm not talking straight up telepathy, though there will obviously be some of that because Jace will be there. And probably Alhamret as well. Since now he doesn't die. But I'm getting off track. What I'm talking about when I say mind games are the psyching out your opponent aspect that has never really been a part of my Magic experience as far as like what I get into with the game. But I do know that for some players, that's what they get excited about. I know they must because it's included on every single Magic survey I've ever taken. Is it important to you that you can psych out your opponent and make them think you have what you don't have, and the bluffing makes you feel awesome? So, okay, obviously they know that that is a game component that some people really, really like, and I think that's really going to be played up with a theme of, like, not just war and conflict. Like, you know, we've had two-sided battles before, but, Rebels and the Consulate, Mirrans versus Phyrexians, but I think this one is really going to be about like outthinking your opponent, and can your strategy beat theirs? And with that in mind, I think we are going to see a reprint of the card Force of Will. The ultimate, like, oh, you thought I couldn't counter your spell because all my mana was tapped, but guess what? I can. Now, currently, Force of Will is the most valuable card that I own in my collection. And you might be thinking, hey, wouldn't I not want a Force of Will reprint because that would make my card less valuable? And the answer is no. No, not at all. I absolutely do want it reprinted. I recognize Magic the Gathering is a game, and it should be as accessible as possible to all people, even if that makes my own personal collection worth fewer dollars. It's a game. Games should be played. Okay, that was kind of a tangent, not really a prediction, other than to say I am hoping that Force of Will get a reprint in the Vryn set. Okay, last prediction is returning to Theros. I do think that we are going to see an Abzan Elspeth, and I think that in a return to Theros, there's going to be a shift from focusing so much on the gods, and a more of a shift to focus on heroes, particularly like kind of a Jason and Argonauts feel, similar to how Innistrad was Gothic horror, and then returning to Innistrad was Cosmic horror. I think that they're going to shift tropes and go from the godly stories of Theros to more of the demigod hero stories that come later on in Greek mythology. Okay, so that was a random assortment of predictions. Thank you for sticking with me this whole time. I'm going to upload this video and get some sleep and try and sleep off this sunburn. You want to say goodnight, Dream? There you go.